In a forsaken kingdom, where the sun rarely pierced the thick, oppressive clouds, a tyrant named King Malakar ruled with an iron fist. His heart was as cold as the steel of his sword, and his reign was marked by bloodshed and despair. The villagers lived in constant fear, their hopes crushed under the weight of his cruelty. Whispers of rebellion were silenced with swift executions, and the cries of the innocent echoed through the darkened streets. But the king's reign was about to awaken a force far more powerful than his tyranny. Legends spoke of the Sky Wraiths, ethereal spirits of those wronged by Malakar, who had once been the guardians of the realm. They had watched in silence as their kingdom fell into darkness, their anger simmering like a storm waiting to break. One fateful night, as a blood-red moon hung ominously in the sky, a tempest brewed over the kingdom. The winds howled like tormented souls, and the air crackled with an unnatural energy. The villagers huddled in their homes, praying for dawn, while Malakar feasted in his opulent castle, dismissing their fears as mere superstition. As the clock struck midnight, a deafening roar echoed through the castle, shaking its very foundations. The air grew thick with an otherworldly presence, and shadows twisted and writhed in the corners of the grand hall. Suddenly, the sky outside erupted in a blinding flash of light, and the wraiths descended upon the castle, cloaked in swirling clouds and glowing with a fierce, haunting light. The spirits were a terrifying sight, faces twisted in anguish, eyes burning with a fierce, vengeful glow. They circled the king, their whispers rising to a deafening crescendo, echoing the cries of the innocent lives he had taken. Malakar, now trembling with fear, drew his sword, but it felt like a mere toy against the wrath of the spirits. "You dare challenge us?" he bellowed, his voice quaking. But the wraiths were unfazed. They unleashed a torrent of memories upon him, visions of families torn apart, of children crying for their parents, of the blood that stained his hands. Each spirit represented a soul lost to his tyranny, and their collective rage was a force that shook the very air. As the wraiths closed in, they transformed the storm into a vortex of despair, dragging Malakar into the depths of his own nightmares. The castle began to crumble, stones falling like rain, and the once mighty king found himself trapped in a whirlwind of chaos. The wraiths, fueled by the pain he had inflicted, surrounded him, their eyes burning with righteous fury. "You have sown despair," one of the wraiths intoned, its voice a haunting melody. "Now you shall reap the consequences." With a wave of their ethereal hands, they summoned a tempest that engulfed the castle. The walls trembled, and the very ground shook as the spirits unleashed their wrath. Malakar screamed as he was pulled into the sky, surrounded by the very souls he had wronged. The wraiths dragged him through the storm, forcing him to relive every moment of his cruelty. He saw the faces of those he had executed, their eyes filled with terror and betrayal. He felt their pain, their anguish, and their desire for vengeance. As dawn broke, the storm subsided, leaving behind a desolate castle in ruins. The villagers emerged from their hiding places, witnessing the aftermath of the king's downfall. The skies cleared, revealing a brilliant blue, and the air felt lighter, as if a great weight had been lifted. But the legend of King Malakar and the vengeful spirits of the sky became a tale passed down through generations. The villagers spoke of the night when justice was served and the wraiths reclaimed their kingdom. They learned to honor the spirits, leaving offerings at the edge of the forest, ensuring that the skies would remain peaceful and that the memory of the fallen would never be forgotten. Yet, on stormy nights, When the winds howled and the clouds gathered, some claimed to hear the whispers of the wraiths, a chilling reminder that the spirits of the sky would always watch over the realm, ready to rise again if tyranny ever dared to return. The echoes of their vengeance lingered in the air, a haunting melody that promised retribution for those who dared to oppress the innocent.